Hey guys, this is Trevor the High Desert Tactical, and I just wanted to share a article that my lady Sarah pointed out to me, and she's really good at finding these articles that obviously have some significant interest to me, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. And this actually happened in a city that's to the west of me, about a couple hundred miles away, and it's Salem. And it says Salem man investigates Prowler, shoots self. And it's authorities in Salem say a man who heard a prowler grabbed a rifle to investigate and ended up accidentally shooting himself in the jaw. The sheriff's office says that the 71-year-old Salem man, Frank Moore, is expected to survive. Moore told deputies he was awakened by someone moving outside his recreational vehicle about 4 a.m. Tuesday. He said he took a .22 caliber rifle out into the dark and tripped. Wounded, he knocked on a window to awaken his wife. Deputies said they found the rifle where Moore told them that he dropped it, but there was no sign of the prowler. The sheriff's office said in a statement, it's best in such circumstances to call 911 and let officers investigate. So, KTVZ is the local news station around my area, and they're not always very pro-gun. They're pretty anti-gun in a lot of ways, and so I tend to steer away from their articles. But what's really funny is I have another article coming up, which I will link in the description box below, about crime rate or gun crime that they posted. It's very interesting, and I'm going to share it with you guys. But I kind of wanted to pinpoint a couple things on this. One, this article is very vague, and I honestly believe that it was a waste of writing, because there's not, it basically makes this 71-year-old man, Frank, look like a fool. And maybe he was and maybe he wasn't. And I don't really, who am I to judge? But the thing is where they talk about a recreational vehicle. Now I'm guessing that's an RV, like a motorhome. And they were out probably sleeping somewhere. And they don't state that it was in a city. And I'm pretty sure that if it was within a city limit, they would definitely state it in this article, because they'd want to, somehow go crazy on that about a gun being in a city and somebody hurting themselves and how dangerous they are or whatever. But the question I would want to know is, do you think this guy was right by going out and investigating it himself? Because, in such circumstances, it's best to call 911 and let officers investigate? Because the way I look at it, if you're in a recreational vehicle and you and your wife are sleeping in it, it's very likely that you're not in a city area. You're out in a campsite or maybe off the road somewhere. And the thing is people are pretty nasty nowadays. And this prowler that possibly could be screwing around with their motorhome is when they could be stealing their gas. They could be vandalizing the vehicle. There's even instances where somebody's lit a vehicle on fire. And what if they were inside and the vehicle was on fire? They could have been burned to death or injured very, very bad, or just plain killed. So I'm going to just go out on the limb and say that this possibly is a, misinformation. It's not that bad, but I think the guy was right to go out and investigate. The only thing that I would kind of take into account is, when I'm out camping and stuff like that, I actually assess my outside surroundings during the day. So at night, I'm aware of where things are. So this does not happen where you will trip, and hurt yourself, because you could. And the other thing too is, good firearm handling training. That way you know that your firearm's where it should always be. If ever the case happens where you do fall or whatever, you can properly handle the fire weapon and run less of a risk of having a discharge and wounding yourself or those around you. So, let me know what you guys think, because, under such circumstances, should you call 911 and let officers investigate? Are you going to wait for them to show up and not do anything about it? Or do you want to, how would you handle it? So, this is Trevor with High Desert Tactical. I got one more article that I'm going to share with you guys. I'll leave the info in the description box down below, and vice versa. All right, guys, take care.